and say, well, we support this, we support that, and we're going to recognize a state that has already declared that they're going to destroy the state of Israel. And they know that. They have to know that. There's no way they can't not know that. You know, if somebody like myself know it, how can they not know it? With all the resources they have and their intelligence they have and all the rest, they must know that. So then to turn around and to recognize something that they know full damn well is an entity and an ideology that exists solely for your destruction, and to support that entity in any kind of way, shape, or form or whatsoever is huge, massive stabs in the back for you guys. And it really rips completely away any amount of integrity that any of these world leaders would have. You know, I mean, like, okay, I do understand having some concern for your own state, your own country, international politics, international deals, their economies, and all that sort of stuff. You know, of course. I mean, I understand all of that. You know, like a lot of that's just common sense stuff, sort of thing. But I mean, you have to protect your allies. So every democracy in the world, a Judeo-Christian democracy that functions on the same principles, we're all together, aren't we? We should be all on the same page. We should be all there supporting one another to keep all of these democracies strong and stable, you know. And you guys should not be any less so because you just happen to occupy a strip of land in the Middle East, and it kind of feels so far removed from Europe and North America, whatever the case might be. It's just a small little Jewish state and all the rest of it. Like, you know, what is it to us, sort of thing, you know. But again, guys, I understand this. I wish I would get more other people to understand this. The whole of the culture of the Western world, it was founded on the Jewish religion. It was founded on Jewish beliefs. That is to say, the Christian religion, which bore the Christian gave birth to the Christian cultures, came out of the Jewish culture first. I mean, again, we call it Judeo-Christian culture for a reason. So you are the fountainhead. You are the foundation, the original foundation for all of the cultures of the West. So I mean, all of the Bibles that all the scriptures that all of the Western Christian world go by are your Torah teachings and scriptures. So we are using what is the foundation of your religion to be the foundation of our religion, that in turn was the foundation that developed all of the cultures of the Western world that eventually evolved into the democracies of the Western world. And so you're vitally important. I mean, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, for our sense of identity for ourselves, we are tied to you guys. You know, that is our original roots, sort of thing. So you need to be brought into the fold so much more. And actually, guys, if I can be so presumptuous as to say it, because this second anniversary that occurred 2 days back there, in my humble opinion, marks and now that you got your loved ones back, all the more so, now marks a new turning point. So we have seen now in the Western world the overall game plan here. So it's all exposed now. So it is a new chapter for you guys, and it is a new chapter for the Western world. So what needs to develop from this point on, guys, is that you guys need to get out there more. You need to be much greater world players than you have been. And I know that's easier said than done when so much of the world is against you, sort of thing. But we need to work on that as well, to figure out a way to make you guys larger players in the world. And the leaders of the Western world who have any level of common sense whatsoever need to step up to the plate and recognize you guys properly, and be willing to deals with you, trade deals with you, whatever, like to strengthen our economies, mutual economies, to strengthen our ties, economically, militarily, whatever ways, like allies create strong bonds upon another. Not just the United States, all of the Western world, guys, needs to step up to the plate and start doing this more. To bring you guys into the fold as a major world player. So then that will better enable you guys to shape the politics and the agendas of the future. Hopefully for the betterment of all of us. You guys have this belief that you exist to be a blessing to the nations, to the world. Well, this is the way that it all begins, So I'm going to try to get into all this a lot more down the road, guys. I'm not a stupid person. See, my problem with the possibility of ADD is that I really struggle with getting the ideas and the concepts to come to the surface quickly and readily, sort of thing. And when I'm researching stuff, to take in information and to retain that information, so when I have to relay it again afterwards, it comes across sensibly deep, coherent, substantial, like with lots of substance, and I can get a point across that has impact, So one of the reasons why I'm in this mess, guys, and why, I'm living off government assistance and all the rest of it, and like lower middle class, and, worrying about, where my future accommodations might be in the near future, sort of thing, is because of this thing that's going on with in my head, not being able to concentrate, not being able to take in information, struggling to be focused and all the rest. So that's why, like, when my cat acts up, it's very, very distracting. When there's stuff going on around me, worried about people outside overhearing me, getting upset or whatever, worried about people living around me, getting upset, if they overhear somebody, don't want to hear it. Now, all of that are huge distractions for me, guys, to make it that much more difficult for me to get into what I want to get into and to really get this thing off the ground and push forward, sort of thing. That's why, guys, I'm just going to make a quick check here now in time. Alright, gone over an hour here now, guys. I'm going to clear this up right now, shortly. Within another few moments or now. That's why, guys, if you like these videos, if you like what I'm talking about here and where I'm going with these conversations and so on, I am desperately needing people to come on board, okay? So people who know how to do video editing. I don't know how, like, you can connect with me from other parts of the world or whatever, but anybody that knows how to do video editing, that would be a great help. Anybody that knows how to kind of like incorporate musical scores and little things like that into videos, little things like that would help as well. Anybody from around here, if it was any way possible, they could manage the camera and that for me, so I wouldn't have to do all this sort of stuff single-handedly, would be a great help, of course. Because the more people come on board with me and help me to focus on this a bit better, where I want to go with this sort of thing, then the better impact that I have with it. So I don't know what Tommy does. Like, I guess he's got a team around him now, and he's got the money and he's got different things and so on that to put material out that is more effective. I don't have any of that sort of stuff, guys. I'm starting from scratch. I'm starting already from a very, very disadvantaged background, sort of thing. But what I bring to the table, guys, is my passion. And so when it comes to allies for Israel, do you know who your allies are, guys? I'll get right too close to the screen now, but whatever. Do you know who your allies are? Your true allies in this world? I think you already realize this, guys. It's not the governments of the world, okay? By and large, I don't know if there's any government out there that can classify itself as a true, proper, unquestioning, absolutely, steadfast, loyal ally to the Jewish state anywhere that I can think of off the top of my head. I know I've seen a lot of messages from India and how India supports you guys and all the rest of it. Maybe India could be a more proper, more unquestioning ally to you than maybe even the United States. with the different changeover of governments and the different agendas and all the rest of it, and their constant need to want to control the narrative sort of thing, rather than just being a team player and a proper aid and all the rest of it, and not want to get in and take over and control everything sort of thing. That's what bugs me about the United States in aiding you guys, is that they have to come in and then kind of just take over the whole thing. Whereas like you wouldn't do that with any other nation on earth, but for some reason they feel obliged, because of the financial contributions or whatever, to do it with Israel. So I find that frustrating myself. When you have your prime minister who had a clear agenda and a clear vision for how he wanted to proceed over the last few months, to get the enemies of Israel, and the way to go about doing it. And he was explaining all of that. I got a lot of those videos where he explained how, his game plan and so on. And you get another world leader then come in, and because that person's got more clout, more power, and all the rest of it sort of thing, he kind of like takes over that agenda, hijacks it to some degree, and turns it around and twists it around so on that, in my humble opinion, guys, that is not being an ally. That is being like bossy. That is being a bully. The United States cannot know better than Bibi, the government of Israel, what's best for you guys. You lived there. You've been there for decades. You've been dealing with these people for decades. The better part of a century right now. You experience it on a day in, day out basis sort of thing. You have your own intelligence and all the rest of it. How can you guys not know what's best for yourself? So for any other government to come in, who's got much more power, much more weight, much more clout, oh no, okay, we don't agree with this. This is the way we think you're going to do it, and we're going to insist that you do this way, blah blah blah, and then work out deals that at the end of the day is not really beneficial for the state of Israel, and will only prolong conflicts, well into the future, that could have been clued up now. I mean, just as a layperson, guys, I don't understand it. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I don't understand, like just leave you guys alone, aid you in whatever ways you need the aid, and let you go out there and do the job and get it done right, and then take care of the consequences afterwards, sort of thing, if there's going to be any consequences, sort of thing. My understanding, I've heard it several times over now, watching all this material and so on, that is that the way the Middle East is structured, all the regimes of the Middle East know and understand and respect to any degree is strength. Strength. You have to constantly be strong. You have to be constantly asserting yourself. That's what they know. That's what they understand. That's what they respect. And so for any ally of Israel to not allow you to do that, to somehow take the reins from you and weaken you in any kind of a way, sort of thing, in my humble opinion, there'd be no kind of a proper ally at all. So anyway, your allies, guys, your true allies, in my humble opinion, are the masses of people the world over. Guys, I have no way under heaven to give you accurate figures of what kind of support you have worldwide. But my guess is that in every single nation on this planet, yes, you have your masses of brainwashed individuals that keep pushing, screaming their heads off to support the other side. What side I'm talking, obviously. But in amongst all those people, there is still a huge segment of the population that still support you guys. So here in Canada, we have a population base of some 40 odd million people or something like that. Okay. Maybe 30 million support the other side. Maybe 25 million support the other side. I don't know, I don't know the exact figures. But I can virtually 100% almost certainly guarantee you that the other percentage support you guys. So if you got, let's say, 25% of the population that support you guys, then my math's not good, guys. What's that? 35% or something like that? 15% or something, I guess, of the population. Again, my math, really, this is one of my weaknesses, look at math. 15% of the population or thereabouts, which still is like tens of millions of people, support you guys. And then you take the United States, you double that again or triple that again, sort of thing, for their population base. And then you go all over the world, guys. You can go all over the world with every nation where the government claims to be against you. And yes, a certain large segment of the population are actively working against you, sort of thing. But then you shove all that to one side, then there is a core group of people in every one of these nations all over the earth, that passionately support you. Support your nation, support you guys, as a people, the Jewish people and all the rest of it. So you add up all those numbers of people worldwide. You're still talking into the hundreds of millions of people, guys, worldwide that do passionately support you guys, So the objective there now is got to be figuring out a way to bring all these people together. Again, cohesiveness, unity. So we all claim to support you. I see it online time and time again. I support you from Brazil, or I support you from some country in Latin America. I support you from France. I support you from Australia. I support you from Britain. I support you from Germany. I don't know if are there any country or nation or part of the world that I haven't seen over the past 2 years where I haven't seen in the comments section support from people from every single country on this planet. So that's just one voice that represents thousands upon thousands, several million people that just happen to have a chance to speak up at that moment in that particular situation over that video, whatever the case might be, who represent hundreds and millions more, sort of thing, guys, the world over. So I don't think I'm exaggerating at all when you talk about the global population to say into the hundreds of millions of people. Now, there could be billions that support the other side, but those billions we know are brainwashed. And we can prove how they're brainwashed, But I mean, so those of us that do support you guys, though, we support you passionately. We support you unquestioningly. We don't take the attitude of the governments that keep selling you out and keep stabbing you in the back. So the challenge is, guys, figuring out a way to tap in to that pool of support the world over and figure out how they can work, to your benefit, sort of thing. They want to. I'm sure they want to. Like myself, they want to figure out ways to get out there and be more practical support to, sort of thing. So that is also part of the challenge now, moving ahead, guys, is to figure out a way to register what the support is from all these countries, and then figure out how you can tap into it, then to better push, whatever you want to do down the road to give a better image of yourself. Excuse me. It's like Dutch rapper, and I got the whole